for a bit of a flight, a bit of a travel, I've made it up to Edinburgh. I've got one important job to do today, and it's going to be a very long day. I flew up from Bournemouth yesterday, up to Edinburgh. Got up here late last night, and am now down at the Grange Ineos dealership, just outside Edinburgh, to pick up my new van. Really excited by this. Been looking for this for a long time. Everyone knows the story. So Jim Redcliffe, he's out in Africa, he's on safari, he finds out that Land Rover ceasing production. He asks to buy the Land Rover parts, the factory, they deny it, they say no, he goes off, he builds a vehicle, but he gives his engineers the product to say, make it the best van you can, and this is what he came up with. So I'm up here to pick up mine, got about 500 mile drive home, long way to go, but at least I should get to feel the van, check it out for what it's really like on the way home. So, time to go and sign some paperwork, get the keys. Okay, so that's it, I've picked it up, I've got 450 miles left to go, driving back down south. So yeah, just picked up a 2023 Ineos Grenadier utility wagon, but this one comes with lots of extras. So we've got leather seats, we've got diff lockers front and rear, side steps. It's obviously got the 5 seats in it as well. At the moment it's got the dog cage in, but that's fine because we've got some dogs, so that will be okay. I can later take the dog cage out and put the rear seats back, which might help give a bit more room in the back. But yeah, it's really lovely. It's a really nice pointed vehicle, 4,500 miles on it, so almost brand new. Should get a really good feel for it as I drive back down south. So it came in the silver colour, and it's got a black contrasting roof which looks lovely. It's got the Safari windows at the top, which have been fixed so they don't leak. It's waiting for a software update on this service interval. It says it's 1,800 miles overdue a service, but that should be coming through soon, and apparently they're going to send that through wirelessly. So in the roof, the emergency call system at the moment is a one-way communication, so I can have an accident, I can press the call button, it calls out. But they're going to unlock that so it can go 2 ways, so they can then send updates wirelessly to the car. So it's a little bit like a Tesla, where you turn it on in the morning and suddenly that software will be fixed. That's what I'm hoping. And obviously waiting for the heating fix as well, which is a service check. I think they're replacing part of the control system for the servicing, for the heating at the next service, so hopefully that will be fixed as well. So at the moment I'm in Scotland, just left Edinburgh, just driving down south, all the way down towards the south coast. The weather here at the moment is quite nice actually, sun's out, it's not too bad, it's a pretty good day. I think down south is a little bit wetter. We're hearing reports of up to maybe an inch of rain tonight, and it's already flooded where we are. So luckily I've got the right vehicle, so I've got the wading mode to activate if I need to get through water. It'll go up to 800 millimeters, 880 centimeters, just under a meter in depth anyway, so that's pretty good. But then I've got the wading mode, which turns the fans off and seals the car up a little bit more should we need it, but maybe that'll be good fun anyway. So I'm going to concentrate on my drive home, got a long way to go now, hopefully it won't be too long, maybe back this evening by about sort of 6 or 7 this evening, back home, and then I'll take you around the Grenadier tomorrow and show you what it looks like. Interestingly, there's a little warning light dash, which is an e-call error. Keeps flashing up on the screen down here. Now the e-call is the electric emergency call system, or the emergency call system, which is based up on the roof up here. So it's that one up there. Now apparently, according to the Ineos technicians, is that because this has been stored in a steel roofed building for the last 2 months waiting to be sold, it's lost connection with the satellites that do the e-call system, and it takes a bit of time to reset it. So hopefully tonight I can leave this in our driveway at home and I can reset it, and that should get rid of that e-call error message. So we're going a couple of hours now, just south of Carlisle, just heading down towards Burnley, Blackburn area, but look at this scenery. Isn't this stunning? Look at that. Look at the hills over there. Isn't this lovely? So that has been my view for the last half an hour. Coming up towards the the Lake District area. What a lovely place. So one of my favourite places in the Lake District is a place called Ambleside. It's lovely. And there's this massive hill coming out of Ambleside at the back, huge. And I remember being there with my bike once, taking my bike for a ride up and down that in the morning before we did anything else that day. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brutal climb, but some of the best cycling in the whole country. And it's such a shame I've got to race down through all of this to get down south, but coming back up here in the summer, I think, bring the family up, definitely do some cycling, do some walking, spend some time up here. It is absolutely beautiful. All we need now is a little bit of sun. Quick update, it's got about 180 miles left to go now out of the 540. So we're doing pretty well. Just on the toll road around Birmingham, which isn't that cheap, but we're making good progress. We're going down, probably the next stop's going to be Birmingham, and then following down through Oxford and Newbury, and then down towards the south coast, and then home. Luckily it's stayed dry so far, so I think most of the rain's coming through tonight, which is great, because then I can take this thing out and play with it in the rain. See what happens when it's all flooded.
Okay, so eventually got the Grenadier home from Edinburgh. Nice drive, probably about 7 or 8 hours. Down to Dorset. Now we're here in the sun. So, quick look around the vehicle. Really pleased with it. Drove so well. You know, it's a good 450 mile drive down and it was very comfortable. This is coming from somebody that's driven Defenders all their lives, and this is like a total different vehicle. Really easy to drive, very comfortable. So as you can see, this one here, I'm around the other side, come out of the sun a little bit. So this one here, it's obviously the silver with the black contrasting roof, and you go inside, you can see it's got the full leather and safari windows at the top, and quite importantly, we got the differential locks front and rear on this one. So when this came, this is what they actually call the utility vehicle. So these actually come in a slightly different config. Come on the back and show you. So what actually happens is when you buy these vehicles, these rear seats are brought all the way forward to about here. So you end up with about probably no more than about 6 inches of leg room between the front of the seat and the seat in front if it's in a normal position. And then when you're looking out the back of the vehicle, in the back here you have one of the dog guards. So the seats are brought further forward, and at the back you've got the big dog guard at the back here. What that means, come around to the boot, is that you end up with quite a much larger boot space. So you end up with the seats being further forward. These mounting points here, where the rear seat attaches to it, they're actually moved further forward. So if I lift this up, you can see. So there's 2 points here. You can see this further point in here. This is where the latch is for the seat. So the seat actually ends up about there. It's more upright and there's a lot more boot space, which is fine if that's what you're looking for. But we got a family, so we wanted a little bit more of leg room in the back. So what I had to do, quite simple. There's quite a few videos online. So first of all, take this guard up here. So these points, these bolts just come out. This plastic guard comes off. You then fold the seats down, and at the back, if I go through again, I'll show you. So underneath the seats at the back here, if you lift them up, this plastic at the side here, this trim comes off, and when this comes off, there's bolts that hold this frame in place. So you've got bolts at the floor down here, then you've got more bolts in the center here, and then behind the seats as well, down the back here, you probably can't see it now, but there's more bolts at the back which hold the seats in place. So what you need to do is take this whole frame out. You don't have to take any of the seats off, you don't have to take the back seats off or anything like that. You unbolt the frame from the floor and you basically slide it backwards inside the chassis. So you can see here, this is where one of the original attachment bolts was on the floor. The only problem with it is that they cut the carpet or the plastic flooring when you have a normal 5-seater comes to about here, but because this was a utility vehicle, it's been cut slightly, so it exposes this area here. So I've got to get a little, I'm going to 3D print a little cap that goes over these here. So as you can see, all the seat slides back, unbolts, and gives you more room. The whole unit, all of the batteries and everything else stays in place, and obviously you can see all the cabling back here for diffs and stuff. They all stay in place, Nothing changes, it's just the actual frame of the seat comes back, which then means that when you put the seats down, you end up with a lot more space. This one down again. A normal seat at the back, normal space, and normal boot area. The main reason for buying a utility vehicle is here in the UK, we get taxed on the type of vehicle you have, road tax. Obviously, being what they call a utility vehicle, the road tax is a lot less, and it's always going to be a utility vehicle as far as the government are concerned, because then I pay less tax on it. However, moving the seats back and giving myself the usual boot space, there is no difference between this and a standard 5-seater. The only difference is when you come to put the flooring in, just at the back here, there is a little bit of cutting that has to be going on. Just here, you can see I've had to cut away a little bit. Underneath here, this is where, underneath this plastic cover, is where the mounts are for the rear of the frame. And this floor, obviously, this whole seat unit was further forward by about 4 inches before. So I've had to cut slightly away. You can see here, there's a little bit of trim I've had to cut away. Sharp carpet knife will do it, just cuts the trim away so that where the mounting points are just about here, that hold the chassis, hold the frame in place, you cut away the floor just to go around it. So that's it. It's as simple as that. It's about probably about half an hour, 40-minute job. It's not expensive, it's not difficult to do. You end up with blanking plates here at the side. This is where the previous dog guard was going to be bolted in. So this plate is where there was another plate that went over the top of it with a dog guard that bolted in here and then went up to the shaft, went up to the roof just up there. The dog guard now still fits in here, but it won't bolt into the side of the frame, so it more hangs down if you wanted to put it in place. But anyway, I've got all the hardware for that, so I've only need to put it back in again. And then the seatbelt mount there, which I've had to move just on bolts from this behind this plastic place, and I've moved it into the second recess as opposed to the front recess, which it was before. So what that's given me now is a lot more space in the boot. Well, a little bit less space in the boot, sorry, but a lot more space in the back seat. So as you can see, it's now become a normal rear seat of a Grenadier, and that was a little job that just took about 40 minutes to do. Actually, while I'm here in the back of the vehicle, a couple of other features which this one came with, which is really good, is what they call its A-track, sometimes airline track, which is the guttering which you can attach things to. I always keep a couple of bungees just in the back here, just for lashing things down if I needed it, which is always quite good. On the back as well, this one's come with the rear cubby on the rear wheel, which is always nice. Put recovery gear in there. It has got a rubber gasket around it, funny enough. So there's a little rubber seal that goes all the way around the edge here. You can see that in the sun. There's a little rubber seal that comes all the way around the edge. So it is a watertight seal in here, and I have washed the car a few times now, and no time has any water got in, so that's quite good. Got the Grenadier stickers on the back, obviously. It's got the roof ladder on the back, and one of the other features which I've done is I've gone along to a company that did this roof rack, and I'll put a link below. Again, I've got 4 roof bars across the top, which is enough to attach anything you want to it. And this has got the A-track in it as well, so this is a really easy system for just locating things. If I want to put any boxes on the top, or if I want to put any fuel or anything like that, I can just attach them straight into the A-track here, and it works just like it does in the back, so you can put lashing points on, anything like that. We do a bit of paddleboarding, so I wanted something that was nice and flat for the paddleboards to go on, and some way of latching it down. And as you can see from the edges here, attachment points go onto the bars at the side here, and they just bolt through, and it's quite simple. But one of the other beauty things about this roof rack is it actually rests on the top of the roof bars here, so you get a decent amount of bracing going down onto it. So it's not an open span roof rack, it doesn't just sit in space above the bars here, so it sits really nice and tight on there, so it holds it into place even if there's a bit of weight on it. And the other thing as well is the profile of it is so low, so when you're talking about in a vehicle which is sort of over 2 meters high, car parks or barriers or anything like that, you think to yourself, oh my, this is going to be a problem. Well, this is the lowest profile roof rack they do. So you can see that this one here, as you're looking along the vehicle, you can see there's barely any height increase at all with that roof rack. It literally sits maybe an inch higher than the actual roof rack itself. So it makes a big difference when you're putting roof racks on. You obviously don't want to increase the height of the vehicle at all. It's over 2 meters tall already, and putting anything higher on it is going to make it even harder. So that's it. I've got a couple of little switches down here, one which does the start stop button, just a little spring loaded clip that goes over the top of it, stops the start stop button being active, so that you can just drive along normally as you want. I've got a 3D printer, so 3D printed a larger cup holder which works quite well. We use that for all sorts of stuff. What's quite nice as well is just chucking rubbish in here, because you can take it in and out, and obviously just chucking sweet wrappers and bits and pieces in there really helps. One of the other jobs I've got to do as well some point is I've got to put USB charging points in the side here. So I'm going to put them in one this side, one the other side, and then rather than having cables that run all the way down past the gear lever and into the box at the back here, I'm going to have it so that these then have a short cable, and I can have the charging points for the phones literally just here at the side, and then you won't have to worry about running cables everywhere. That's the Grenadier at the moment. I'm really, really pleased with it. Love the way it drives. Got the side steps at the side. We're not going to do crazy off-roading in it. We can do some off-roading, some green-laning and a bit of off-roading in it, but it came with the BF Goodrich all-terrain tyres, 18-inch alloys on it, so it looks really nice as well. Drives fantastic. Really, really pleased with this vehicle. A couple of little details. Managed to get hold of the Grenadier stickers for the bonnet as well, which I think stands out really nicely. There's obviously a recess only on one side, so the stickers work really well. I think it just gives it something else. And as you can see, it's not a Fieldmaster or a Trialmeister, it's just a basic Grenadier. But with all the extras on it, it comes in with a high spec, so really, really pleased with that. I don't think there's much else we're going to do for the next foreseeable future, but I'm thinking of probably putting some checker plate on the front of the bumper here, and then ones in the wing here, so that if you are getting up to the roof and you're doing anything on the roof rack, you can step here, get up to the roof, side bars here, the step that bolts in to the side of the door here, so you get a step that can just come into here. I think Buzz Off-Road would do one, really nice one, just flips out, stands on that, means you can get up to the roof more easily, and then obviously you can stand on the rear tyre as well if you need to get up high to do anything on the roof. So really, really pleased with that one. I'll take you for a drive at some point. I'll have a chat about some of the features of the Grenadier.